Welcome you all for Department of College Education's Digital Learning class. I am Ashok Kannad, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College Savalgi, affiliated to Rani Chennamma University, Belgaum, Karnataka. So this video prepares for BA first semester basic English course. In this video, we are going to study the life of George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw. So here the subtitle, the introduction of the author and his important works. So George Bernard Shaw was a playwright, social reformer, critic, orator, linguistic and a political activist. He influenced on Western theatre, culture and politics, and he was immensely influenced from 1880s to beyond his death. He incorporated both contemporary satire and historical allegory in his works. Like William Shakespeare and Samuel Johnson, his name is there wherever English language is there. So Bernard Shaw was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925. He talks about he believed in human rights, equality of income, abolition of private property, changes in the voting system, the simplification of spelling, reform of English alphabets, and many liberal ideas. So his important works are Man and Superman, Doctor's Dilemma, Major Barbara, Pygmalion, Caesar and Cleopatra, Candide, Saint John, Heartbreak House, and many more. So let us we understand the life of George Bernard Shaw. So George Bernard Shaw was born 26th July 1856, Port Bello, Dublin in Ireland. He was the youngest child and only son in the family of middle class family. His father was George Kerr Shaw, who was a wholesale grain trader, and his mother was Lucinda Elizabeth Gurley Shaw, who is a singer and a daughter of improved landowner. So his father was an alcoholic and lout, which turned his son into a teetotaler and cynic. When his father died in 1885, neither his children nor his wife attended his funeral. So Shaw and his two sisters, grew up in relative poverty in an unfashionable part of Dublin. In the age of 16, Shaw's mother left his children and she moved with a musician Vandeleur Lee to London. So Shaw remained in Dublin with his father in order to complete his school but hated it. He was irregular in his studies and he was continue working as a clerk for an estate office, but he also hated this. In 1886, his father inherited some money and he moved the family to the better neighborhood. So he enrolled in the Wesleyan Connexional School before transferring to a private school near Dargate. So in 1876, he joined his sister and mother in London, and he did not return to Ireland nearly 30 years. In London, George Bernard Shaw pursuing his career as a journalist, and he began to writing. And he wrote the 5 prose novels which were not published. During the next years, he educated himself mostly at the British Museum, where he read voraciously. He wrote his first autobiographical work, that is Immaturity, which published without much fanfare. Thereafter, with Beatrice and Sidney Webb, he founded Fabian Society for a middle class socialist group that eventually boosted H.W. Wells. So in 1892, his first play, Widower's House, about the evils of the slum lords. Here he attacked savagely by people who opposed his politics in this work. He went on revolutionizing English theatre and writing on various social issues at the time. So in 1898, after a serious illness, he married Charlotte Penny Townsend. She was an Irish independent woman, and he spent together where the life was very blissful. So his wife's money and management and maintained remarkable productivity. So he got money from his wife, and his life is very comfortable in this moment. So toward at the end, he was passionate correspondence with Mrs. Patrick Campbell. She is a widow and actress, and she was acted awarded-winning play in Pygmalion. So then, during the First World War, for his feelings of the hopelessness and despair about the British society, and his reputation rebuilt after publishing the work Saint John in 1923 and acclaimed as a second Shakespeare in English literature. He was fell off a ladder in November 1950, and died at the age of 94, leaving money in his will to revamp the English alphabet and art society. So his important works. So the first one, Pygmalion, 1912. Here, George Bernard Shaw speak about the Higgins and criticizes the class system, the way people speak, the alcoholism and immorality of lower classes, and romantic notions which we happens happily ever after. So another one, his important work is that Major Barbara, which published in 1905. It tells the idealistic barber helping the poor as a major in the Salvation Army, and on a conflict on poverty, wealth, war, violence, gender, morality, society, class, power, and religion. So thereafter, we come to know that his another one great poem, great drama, the Saint John, which published in 1923. So this Saint John tells us it is a historical play which deals with the Hundred Years' War between the France and England, and here innate intelligence and leadership with a vision, mission, and not those supernatural guidance, and her death and victory over the English. So this tells us that the life of Saint John, who became a heroine of the France. So next, the work is the Caesar and Cleopatra. So it deals war and politics, a relationship of a Caesar and Cleopatra, and good government and values are more important than art and love. And it tied up prove that it was not love but politics that drew Cleopatra to Caesar. So this is the end of the session. So we understand very briefly the life of George Bernard Shaw and his important works. So thank you for watching these sessions. We meet the next. Thank you.